It's an early start for the main event because, well, we can't wait to get this day over with. 2 Pro Bowl wide receivers, Shaq, JPP, White, Stu, TB12, Playoff Lenny, and loads more of top-notch players. And today, the Bucs go down to a team with the same record as the Jacksonville Jaguars. The only worst football that I saw today was the OT period of Pittsburgh versus Detroit. That was absolutely abysmal. Stay tuned for an opportunity to meet the guys from the main event. There are a lot of long faces on tonight's show, but boys, it's time to lick our wounds because this is the main event.
We're in distress.
We got a Tom Brady distressed and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers also distressed.
We're in distress. U.S. flag code.
I was going to say, I don't know how wrong you are there, to tell you the truth.
If you fly the flag upside down is a sign of distress and that you need help. This is it right now. We're when you go down to the Washington football team, a team that has only won 2 games in the year, after a bye week, you're in distress.
All right, so here's the thing. Last week, we talked about, or not last week, but the last time we took a loss, we talked about the difference between being beat and losing. Boys, I hate to say it, but today we got beat. We got beat. We got flogged. We got whipped. I don't know any other way to put it. All the adjectives.
Agreed.
I don't know if we got So the second half was a totally different game from the first half, except we lost that game. I don't know that we got beat in that game. We lost it. We were our own worst enemy. We continue to shoot ourselves in the foot. We're going to get into the weaknesses. We have glaring weaknesses on this team we're going to talk about. It's too late to fix them. I think, you're going to have to, from the outside, you can't fix them from the outside. You got to fix them from the inside at this point.
Yes, too late to fix personnel issues, but it's not too late to fix the mental mistakes and the coaching mistakes.
Oh, well, the very first play from scrimmage was a penalty on a false start. Like you guys haven't played for 2 weeks. You just came off of a bye week. You're supposed to be more prepared for any game than you ever have. And the very first play from scrimmage is a false start.
So go ahead.
I'm going to say that's O.J. Howard. Gronk not in the game. I'm thinking this is O.J. Howard's time. I believe with all my heart that ball was going to O.J. Howard. That was a play designed for him. We didn't see O.J. Howard the rest of the game. Is that punishment? I don't know, but it certainly didn't help us.
I'm going to tell you what. Somebody needs to light a fire under their butts. And there's the other words that I'd like to say, but we have a family friend. a family show. But I'm going to tell you what, there's some Buccaneer fans out there that are upset, and they should be, because that was piss poor performance out there. On a bye week, we should be mentally prepared. But you know what? Someone is not lighting that fire that I'm talking about, and these mental mistakes are taking place. There's no more Super Bowl hangover time. We're too far in the season to be pulling this kind of stuff. These are mental errors that the coaches are not coaching out of these players, either with some kind of a motivation, a penalty, something, consequence. I don't know what it needs to be. Tom Brady's got to lose his you-know-what again. He hasn't lost it yet this season that we saw on the sideline. He needs to lose it. I don't know, but these guys are not doing their job. These are mental errors, nothing physical. This is not talent. I don't know, man. I'm frustrated. That was hard to watch.
Well, I think, like I said in the intro, talent is not the issue right now. This team has got plenty of talent.
Maybe in the secondary, I would argue that there's a lack of talent in the secondary right now with the injuries. But to you guys' point, yes, you're right. The defensive line is perfectly healthy, and those are superstar, borderline Hall of Famers. Offensive line looks good. Your quarterback looks good. Your wide receivers, for the most part, your two biggest ones anyway, are healthy. So yeah, talent is not an excuse at this point.
If you are a patient team, if you're a patient team, one thing like Dallas or a patient team like Washington was against us, and you're willing to just slowly dink and dunk down the field and keep the ball away from us, there's ways to beat us, and teams have found it. There's a couple of different ways. And if we don't have better mental acuity, we will not overcome it.
Hey, while you bring up injuries, has anybody heard the status of Vita Vea? He was at the end of the game. He's carted off the field.
Yeah, I did hear Jason Pierre-Paul speaking as I was leaving the Chiefs' house. He was on the radio saying he was going to be praying for Vita because it didn't look good. So I'm not sure the extent of it, but if he's worried, I'm worried. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because at this point in the season, it's going to be tough to get a guy back for the playoffs, depending on the extent of that injury. So guys, let's break it down a little bit. Let's start offensively, and TSG, the stat guy.
Yeah.
Why don't you lay out for some stats for us, and then we'll get into Pooh Bear. Tell us what you saw.
All right. So possession, time of possession was the biggest thing. These guys were patient. They held the ball for basically 40 minutes, and we had it for 20. I mean, it was 39 to 20. So they kept the ball. They had the ball twice as long as we did. They kept our potent and powerful offense off the field, and what we needed was the ball in our hands to catch up because we fell behind due to mistakes. What were those mistakes? 2 turnovers, 2 interceptions to their 1 turnover. And what was our other mistake? Penalties. We had 6 penalties again for 43 yards. That doesn't sound like a whole lot. We had at the beginning of the year, I think it was a 100-yard day. But 6 for 43 at the right time of the game when it stalls drives early in the game, when that enable you to fall behind, it ends up having a much bigger impact on the game itself. They only had 3 penalties for 33 yards. Now, do I think that the refs are missing a lot of penalties that I think we should be getting? I do see that. I feel like I thought we had some Tom Brady magic when it came to refs, but I'm feeling like that's not actually working for us. The last thing is rushing. They had like 90-something yards rushing to our like 60-something there. I don't have that exact stat right in front of me. I missed it, but they outrushed us. They didn't have great yards per rush. They just had a lot of rushes. They kept us honest. They kept rushing, and we did not.
All right, so Pooh Bear, I always say numbers tell a story, right? And sometimes you got to try to uncover what that story's telling you. What did we see? What's the story of the offense right now?
Well, for me, the biggest number I saw was 21. He came through in the clutch when his team needed it the most, right? In the first part of the overtime period of 3-on-3 hockey, he goes in and slaps it in there. That's what you want your second line center to be doing when you need him. So kudos to Braden Point coming through in the clutch like a real MVP, a real champion, and getting it done for his team.
You know what? I love that. That's who we should be talking about. That's who we should be talking about.
I don't want to talk about this crap. This was a horrible game. This is the first time in the nearly 2 years we've been doing this show that I do not want to do this today. I have never not wanted to do the show. Today's probably the first time.
TSG, you don't want to bring up hockey around me right now, because if I have my way, you're going to lose your season tickets to the Lightning. Because I don't like it when you go. It never results in a win. Never.
It's not my fault.
He figured it out. He figured out that the sweater he wears, sometimes they lose. If he doesn't wear the sweater, they win. He's going to get a sweater. See? That one.
No. Yeah, don't ever wear that again.
For some reason, when I wear this particular jersey, we don't win. It doesn't work out.
Well, you need to burn it.
I wear my hoodie. We're good.
So what I did see, and it kind of dovetails into what TSG was just saying, but the formula out there for right now to beat the Buccaneers has been out there. The Cowboys showed it to us in week 1. The Rams showed it to everyone. The Saints showed it to everyone. It is the small ball, the out in the flats, almost the West Coast style offense George Seifert made famous back in the 80s and 90s. Mm-hmm. Basically making the defensive ends play up and defend the pass. And right now ours can't. They are ears back looking for the sack because for the past year and a half, we've been telling them this is the best pass rushing defense there is. So that formula is out there. And to be honest, as I was thinking about the game after I left your house or Chiefs house, I was thinking about they should have lost to Washington last year in the playoffs. That team should have knocked the Buccaneers out of the playoffs. They didn't because of some magic. But if you remember, the Bucs were not looking very good in that game either.
Yeah, you're right.
So honestly, it didn't turn around to halftime of that game. That's the time we called.
What did we do to?
We called Chef Javi over. Chef Javi came over, and that turned the tide.
That's when the tacos got ugly.
But
yeah,
obviously the Buccaneers aren't checking to see who's in attendance with us. So
they should.
It was clearly Ron Rivera. What was his stats against the Buccaneers, TSG? Like 17-3 or something?
Yeah.
Crazy. I mean, he's got this great winning record against the Buccaneers. He knows the personnel, even though it's kind of changed a little bit since he was with the Panthers. But there is a formula out there, and a wise coach with a wise scheme is going to be able to defeat them. And that's what we're seeing over and over again, it seems like this year.
So, all right. So, Poober, I'm glad you brought that up. And before we get into what we saw on the defense, we haven't had a conversation yet about coaching. And I essentially what I feel like you just kind of said, Pooh Bear, is that we also got out coached.
Yeah, yeah, that's been clear.
Like we're seeing, when TSG you alluded to this, we're seeing like this team coming in unprepared, undisciplined. Like who is that on? I know it's overall coaching, it's overall leadership, but where are we really missing preparation right now or coaching?
I think we got some big heads in there from winning the Super Bowl. Some guys with egos where last year we were hungry. Everyone was willing to listen. Everyone was paying attention to everything they were doing because we got Tom Brady, right? Nobody really wanted to mess up and disappoint Tom. So everyone is thinking about everything they're doing all the time. They're just thinking, right? Don't make a mistake. Details. And this year we're Super Bowl winners. We got this. We got Tom Brady. We got a great team. We bought back everyone. Well, guess what? Sometimes bringing in new blood is good.
Yeah, look at the Rams.
Yeah.
Hey, before we go defense, let me jump in on offense here. I know I talk defense a lot, but let me say something about offense. Okay, offense, we talk about being out-coached. Leonard Fournette only rushed the ball 11 times for 47 yards. That is 4.3 yards per carry. That's a good number. And we abandoned that number. Okay, we got away from running the football. You run the football for 4 yards a carry. Guess what? You get a first down every three plays.
Every three plays, yeah.
Every 3 plays. That is really good NFL numbers right there. They ran the ball something like almost 40 times on us and averaged less than 3 yards per carry. But they stayed with it, and we weren't sure what they were going to do because they had that balanced attack. Secondly, on offense, it's more like where is the offense? And I'm talking about individual players right now. Cameron Brate has been here for a long time, and all he does is catch touchdowns. He is a really good receiver. I get it. He may not be your favorite blocker, but he's a good tight end or good receiving tight end. Only gets the ball one time today. 4 touchdown, by the way.
Yeah, 4 touchdown. Yeah.
OJ Howard, I touched on this at the beginning. Where is OJ Howard at? OJ Howard, we drafted him. He was supposed to be the heir apparent to Cameron Brate. He's not. This is a time for our tight ends to be a part of the game, and they're not even getting a chance.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think before Gronk got hurt, he was the leading receiver in a couple of games. Maybe not yards, but in catches.
Yeah, and we have a problem, and it's either with Tom Brady or with the offensive coordinator. I'm not sure which one it is, but they're only comfortable throwing the ball to a tight end if it's Gronk. We have 2 guys out there that have legit skills, and they're not getting an opportunity.
Yeah,
that's my deal on the offense. Where's it at? Where are the players? Where are those guys?
So again, like I'm hearing coaching again.
Yeah, absolutely.
So whether that scheme, right, or which I'll go into preparation for the game, or calling the right plays. Somewhere something's off.
Great coaches are going to game plan, and they have different ways of attacking teams. I think that our guys are so stubborn, and I mean our offense. I don't mean our defense. Our defense is just lacking some injured players right now. But our offense, they have this, like, we are going to throw down the field every week, like this ego about it almost willing to cut off their nose to spite their face. Instead of being a team like Washington, like Washington or like the Saints or like Dallas, and say, hey, let's do what will beat this team. What do we need to do? You got to be able to play small ball against some teams. And we don't have that small ball option. And that's what Tom Brady does the best. We saw it so many years with Edelman and before him, I can't remember the small guy that ran around.
Amendola and Wes Welker.
Welker. That's what I was looking for. Those guys. This is what Tom Brady does so well. He's great at it. And we don't have enough small ball plan or plays in there when we need them. These guys.
Where is Scotty Miller? Does he still even play on this team?
I want to know where he's at too.
Tyler Johnson. Where are these guys?
Yeah, Tyler Johnson was on the field. We just didn't get an opportunity out of it.
I was going to say, did you see how many 2 wide receiver sets they ran today? I mean, normally we run 3 to 4 wideouts sometimes, but today they ran a bunch of 2 wideouts, 2 tight ends sets. I mean, I don't know, I got a lot of questions. Which, by the way, Coach Muckenfoos texted me today during the game to let me know that since the release of We've Got the GOAT, we have not won a game.
It's our fault.
All right, we've lost 2 games.
Yeah, that's true.
The good news is that Atlanta and New Orleans lost today too. So that's good, even though we took a loss. And we'll talk about this in a minute later in the show. But Carolina may start to get hot here, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But TSG, what do you got defensively?
So defensively, 2 things mainly. We had a decent day. The problem is they can dink and dunk against our DBs. We are still a little banged up, so they can kind of have their way, and if they're patient. But we had 5 sacks and we had 8 QB hits. I mean, our defense. That's, by
the way, all of that should say that
W.
Yes, all of that should say W. Yes.
They couldn't get off the field though. They just couldn't get off the field. They couldn't make the stop when they needed to. That was the problem.
Well, and one thing that Chief alluded to while we were watching the game is, even the announcer during the game said it. He goes, "These guys blitz first and second down, get them behind in distance on third down, and then do not blitz, and then make them make a mistake, right? Or make them throw a short pass, and we got time to get them." Like Chief said, they were blitzing on third down for some reason.
Yeah. And there was a stat. There was a stat at one time during the game that said the Washington football team's average distance, yards to go on third down, was over 9 yards. But they were converting at better than 50% on third down. How is that possible? Your average distance on third down is 9 yards, and you're getting first downs? Come on.
Here we go. You ready for this? Okay. Talking about team defensive tackles, either a tackle on your own or with an assist. Devin White led the team today with 18 tackles or assist. Then you get into the next highest tackler is Winfield. He's a safety, guys. He's your last line of defense. He's the Mayday guy. When you don't want him making a ton of tackles. He gets 11. He's in on 11. After that, it really drops off. I mean, it seems like almost nobody tackled. By the way, Sue, who's up in the mix of those 40-some running plays, gets 3. Veda Bay only gets 2. JPP in on 1. And Shaq Barnett, apparently he was on the field, but he got 0. I mean, nothing today. I saw him give up some containment a couple times, but 0 tacks, no assists today on the field. That's the problem.
Your number, 60%, 59, 58%. So pretty much 60% conversion on third downs for the game. 11 for 19.
When you're third and long just about every time on third down, that is absolutely remarkable.
That's bad defense.
Well, and then when the safety's the guy who's got to make the play, what does that tell you? I mean, your corners are not doing it. Your corner, your defensive backs, they're not in there. I mean, they're playing so far back, or they're just playing whiffing. I mean, it's one or the other.
Yep. So I'll tell you, after Tampa gets its last touchdown, they missed the extra point. So at that point, for us, a field goal wouldn't tie the game, right? We were going to have to get the ball back and get a touchdown. Yes. Did any of you think that was going to be our last possession?
No.
10 minutes left in the game.
Yeah. And they ran a 16-play, 80-yard drive that took over 10 minutes to put the dagger in us.
With no penalties, by the way.
Bear, to your point, you got to get off the field. You got to get your defense off the field.
Yeah. And that is so when you have injuries and people that are playing maybe a different position, maybe you got a safety playing defensive, like more of a cornerback style. We saw at one point Vita Vea was out in coverage. That's a 340-pound, 6-foot man trying to cover a tight end. I don't understand that at all.
He was in no man's land. He wasn't in coverage. He
wasn't rushing like he's supposed to.
He wasn't rushing, and he couldn't get back far enough. He was out there.
I don't know what that was.
All alone.
So what that's telling me is that Todd Bowles is not putting people in position to succeed, because that's what it takes. When you lose Sean Murphy-Bunting and Carlton, and you need to put pieces in place to defend, you can't just put in the same person, like number 33, and say, hey, you're number 28 now, right? You got to do what he did. You can't just do that. You have to say, all right, here's your skill set. Here are your talents. Here's what you're good at and what you're better at than this guy. I'm going to put you in this position. And then we're going to change the way we defend based on that. I didn't see any of that. I just saw plug and play. What happened? I don't know. I'm out of position. What's going on?
Right. What you said has me alarmed more than probably anything that we've said today, because Bruce Arians is not a spring chicken, and the rumor out there is that Todd Bowles is the heir apparent to the head coach here in Tampa. And I'm going to tell you what, I haven't seen that he can make the adjustments that are needed as a defensive coordinator. And when he was the head coach in New York Jets, the Jets Jets, they were terrible.
Yep.
I don't have to spell terrible. It's a lot longer than Jets. So
terrible.
BAD. They were bad. I'm going to tell you what, man, this guy, he needs to put pen to paper and have plan A, B, and C ready to real plans, not just I'm going to blitz again. That's what we'll do. Another blitz.
I got a question. I got a question for you guys. Who has a worse defense? The Buccaneers or the Florida Gators?
Wow. Dude, the Florida Gators defense is non-existent. I mean, we did stop them for a couple of downs. I mean, they wow.
Dude, that one hurts. They like Samford put up 50 on them.
Hey, but they beat them.
Because Florida scored 70.
Yeah, sometimes that's what you got to do. You just got to outscore your bad defense.
You want to hear some comments on Twitter from Twitter, or are we
sure?
All right,
what's the Twitterverse have to say?
All right, here we go. So from Jenna Lane, ESPN, Tom Brady's entire media availability lasted 1 minute 43 seconds. You can hear Greg Allman ask him to stay longer. I asked if he could take us through how he was feeling. He said, I like to win.
So basically he feels the same way as Pooh Bear right now.
Yeah, I'm with Tom. I don't want to talk about this today. I'm done. I'm on to the Giants. Let's go.
Now, he may have been mad because he was very short. I think Chief alluded early. Chief, tell us what you said earlier about, there's a time to go ahead.
I think what I said was, what my mother said was, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all.
Right.
And that's where Tom is at. I mean, he's not going to throw his teammates under the bus. He's like, I don't have anything good to say. I mean, it was a bad game. It was a bad game all around. He's like, I'm done. That's it.
Jenna Lane tried to bait him. She did try and bait him, but I watched it. Yeah.
Well, what else are you going to say? I mean, you played bad. Your team played bad. You looked like you weren't ready. I mean, I don't want to talk about that. I mean, obviously you have a duty to the media to answer questions and all that. You got to be there for the good times and the bad. I get that part, but I'm a positive person. I'm looking to move on to the next one. Everyone knows. Everyone that works for the Buccaneers know they did not play well today. you don't have to look far to say, well, who's at fault? There's lots of fingers to point.
There's a lot of fingers to point. You're absolutely right.
So let's just move on. Let's put it behind us and move on. We got a full week of practice, get ready for the Giants and Danny Dimes and Saquon Barkley if he's going to play, and who knows what else. It's a Monday night event. Let's start getting prepared for that. You can't dwell on this nonsense and just sit there.
What are we doing on Monday night? Is the main event doing anything for Monday night?
We are. We're going to be at the game. We're not going.
Are we going to be at the game, or we're going to be at the stadium?
The game is being played in the stadium. We're there. They're there. We'll be in the same zip code as Tom Brady.
We're going to be the guys in the parking lot firing our own cannons.
Yeah.
There we go.
So the purpose for us, we're going to film some content, get down there. We're going to meet some of you guys. We want to talk to some fans. What we're really looking forward to is to get your reaction to we've got the GOAT video. It's not really playing that well right now with 2 losses in a row. It's look that good.
It's the curse of the GOAT.
Huh?
The curse of the GOAT.
Well,
it's that dang mask, Pooh Bear.
It's upstairs. What's happened is Chief hasn't called him the Billy Goat yet this season.
Yeah.
We're getting close.
So anyway, we'll be out. We'll be out there. We're going to be in the south parking lot, south of the stadium, between the Yankees complex and the Yankees training complex, not the Legends Field, but between the training complex and the stadium. I think that's Lot D. We'll be out there. We're going to have a canopy and a TV and everything set up, playing the video. We want to meet some of you guys, talk to you, get you on camera. You'll be in our next video potentially if you get on camera. So it should be a good time. We'll have fun.
And you get an opportunity to win.
Yes.
The jersey.
A loser's jersey.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my.
The jersey of the GOAT.
Tom
We'll be out
Brady.
there with our listen, Pooh Bear's rocking official man event swag right now. I
Boom.
want everybody to know. Listen, it got down to like 60 degrees in Florida, and it's time to break out the hoodies.
It's under 70. It's under 70.
He's got long sleeves on. The Chief, he's representing Veterans Week.
There we go.
Yes.
We did have Veterans Day on Thursday. Chief, thank you for your service.
Chief's our lone veteran.
So, all right, let's move on from this crap.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Be done.
Let's move on from this crap. All right. So you guys want to talk about last week's and this week's picks?
Let's do it.
What's up first?
I hope we're going to do the fantasy.
Oh, we got to do I'm sorry. See, I don't.
I thought that's.
No, I don't dovetail that with fantasy. That to me, that's picks.
Yeah, isn't fantasy football over? You won, Chief.
Well,
I like the wizard hat. Okay. So
you're a wizard, Harry.
Yeah, let's talk.
Hey, you know what? Hold on a second. I just realized something watching that video, and you saying you like the wizard hat. You know what's going wrong?
No idea.
Not one time has TSG worn the wig of shame.
ooh.
Well, he's supposed to have worn it nearly every week by my numbers.
TSG, we might need you to take one for the team, man.
I might. I'm up for it. We got to do something here.
Hey, week 10 is a lot like watching the Steelers in overtime today because nobody wins. I'm just going to break it down quick because, so on the Falcons and Cowboys, we all picked Cowboys, so everybody's a winner. The Bills and Jets, I'm the lone guy that went Jets. So everybody else gets a point besides me on that one. But then Saints and Titans, I'm the only one that went Titans. Everyone else went Saints. So everybody gets 2 points. Kiss your sister. It's a tie.
Everybody's a winner. Everybody's
a winner. No big deal. So I'm going to throw these stats away because they're not even going to help us out at the end of the season.
Perfect.
So,
hey, real quick before we move on to the picks for this coming week, in that Steelers and Lions game, I just saw the stat, or at least the drive results from the 6 or 8 different drives from that overtime period.
Yeah,
it was fumble, punt, fumble, punt. Fumble, punt. It was hilarious. I'm like, this is awesome.
Dude, I mean, the Steelers had that game locked up. They were in field goal range. I don't know why they ran another passing play, which, I mean, I guess the guy didn't throw a pick, but for the dude to lay it on the ground, they were the next play they were going to win the game.
Yeah.
Kick a field goal, right? Well, hopefully. I mean,
Yeah,
there was a missed field goal in there too. There was a missed field goal.
I guess in fairness to those guys, it's really cold in Pittsburgh and it's rainy. I mean, it had to be miserable, to play in that stuff. But
all right.
so
First game up for this week is Thursday night, Patriots versus Falcons.
TSG, what you got?
I'm taking the Patriots.
Okay.
I mean, the Patriots were dominant today. It's not a bad pick. I think that's the way I'm leaning as well.
Yeah, well, who did they play today?
By the way, we do have a comment.
Forget.
Some comments that's come in here.
No, we don't.
No?
That's us. We don't know
Brandon?
who that guy is.
Brandon Wytrack, he works for the fire department.
yeah.
Well, yeah, but what's his comment?
He said, What's up? I think he was
Right, and I responded and he logged off.
Oh, did he log off?
okay.
All right, so TSG has the Patriots. Who did they play today? Anybody know?
Yes, they played. I got it right here.
I mean, if it was a dominating
they
win
played the
against
Browns.
the Jets,
No, they played the Browns. Browns are a good football team.
The OBJ-less Browns.
Yeah, but the Browns won last week big time. They put up a good show without him, and they show up today. Good running team, maybe not the best passing team out there, and the Patriots were able to take advantage of that.
I don't know. I'm going to go Falcons. I don't really have a good reason why, other than I just feel like they're due.
All right.
And I wanted to pick before Chief.
Yeah, that was your mistake because this game's going to go the Patriots all the way. Hey, Belichick. If you watch Belichick, throughout his entire coaching career, he really never starts strong. I know the Patriots, even under Brady, that they would lose opening day. They would lose a couple games early on, and they get better as the season happens, and that's exactly what's happened this week. So I shouldn't have said that before Pooh voted, but am I writing it down for the Patriots?
Yeah, I said Patriots.
Yes, there we go.
Okay. All right, next game.
Next game is the WFT versus the Panthers.
The football team. The football team versus the Panthers.
I'm going to go on a limb. I'm going to go on a limb and say we're all going to pick the Panthers.
I don't want to see the WFT win anymore. But
I don't think the Washington football team is that good. I think that first of all, Carolina is playing a great game today
against the Cardinals.
They got Cam Newton back because they have a myriad of quarterback injuries, and Christian McCaffrey is back in the lineup for them. Enough said. By the way, this team could sneak up on the Buccaneers. We haven't played them yet. Yeah, we haven't played them yet. We still got to play them twice, but they could sneak up on us in this division.
I haven't heard TSG's pick. Did he say Jacksonville?
Panthers.
He said Jacksonville, the Jaguars.
He said Jacksonville. When I picked this team, when I picked this one, I was hoping that after Washington's after Washington's win today, I was hoping somebody would go with that one. But okay,
well, I'm gonna take them. I'm gonna take the WFT.
You're gonna take the
WFT?
WFT?
Really?
Yeah, I haven't picked yet. You guys are sitting here talking about like I've picked already.
Oh, all right, Pooh Bear.
I'll take the WFT. After what I saw today, they're gonna be flying high. They're like, hey, we just beat the world champs. We can take on Cam Newton.
Okay.
Okay. Well, God bless you, Pooh Bear.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, last game.
The Saints and the Eagles.
Saints versus the Eagles.
I don't think either one of these teams is very good.
Yeah, the Eagles beat the Broncos 30-13 today.
Yep.
Saints.
TSG, who you got?
Give me a minute.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Saints.
Did you say Jaguars, TSG? Jaguars?
Oh my!
I got them down for the Jags.
I'm never coming back ever.
Hey, you didn't pick the Lions, so
all right, Javi.
Who picked the Lions?
Well, you might if you don't pick.
Pooh Bear, who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Saints.
Yeah,
I think they're coached too well with Sean Payton. He's not going to lose 2 games in a row.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially to a team that should beat.
Yeah, so the Saints lost to the Falcons today, by the way.
No, they lost the Falcons or Broncos.
They lost to the Saints lost to the Falcons.
Eagles
and
lost to the Broncos. Yeah.
The Eagles lost to the Chargers today. I'm on the right week. Hold on.
I don't think you're on the right
Week
week.
10.
Eagles beat the Broncos
Eagles
today.
beat the Broncos. Eagles beat the Broncos. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Saints,
The Saints lost to the Titans.
the Titans.
Yeah.
Well, TSG, are you still analyzing?
No, I'm going with Saints.
Saints,
All
okay.
right. Did anybody pick the Eagles?
Still waiting on B-Love.
Oh.
Oh,
Well, there
I'm
you
with this. I got the Saints.
Oh, all right. Kiss your sister on that one right there. Man.
go. It's laundry.
Okay, so we got a couple of outliers. We got just B-Love with the Falcons and Pooh Bear with the Wolves, the Washington football team. Nobody went with the Eagles. I'm not picking the Eagles. I don't care if they're expected to win or not, man. I mean, they're not the Vikings, but
Well, I was going to say, do you hate them as much as the Vikings?
no, because I mean the Bucs typically beat the Eagles, so especially in their own stadium. So I'm okay with that.
All right. So I think next week, TSG, you need to be prepared for the wig of shame.
Yeah.
I think we gotta do something to turn this thing around.
Mix it up.
Yeah.
Let's mix it up a little bit. All right.
Next week I'm on duty.
Well, you guess you got the Jags. So did you guys see this week Aaron Rodgers? We talked about the whole Aaron Rodgers mess on the show last week. And this week some fines come out. So the Green Bay Packers get fined, I think it was $300,000 for whatever role they played in immunization gate. I don't know. And Rodgers, I think he gets like a $30,000 fine.
$30,000?
I don't remember exactly but it was the equivalent of if you got fined $8.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's pretty much pocket change for Aaron Rodgers.
Which I think is ridiculous. I think the guy makes $30 million a season or something like that.
Well, what was specifically rule did he violate? What was the rule that he broke that he was fined for?
I think it was something to do with COVID protocol.
Because I heard there was a uniform violation because CD Lamb with the Cowboys was complaining. His fine, he got a uniform violation as well, but his was larger than Rodgers. But people were complaining about it, saying, "Hey, why is there why is there discrepancy between the two fines?" And from what I was reading, that Rodgers, it was his first offense, and it was a untucked shirt fine, whereas with CeeDee Lamb, it was a sock fine and he was a repeat offender. So I think
Rodgers didn't play, so he's not allowed to have his shirt untucked on the sidelines.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, there you go. That's true. Maybe it was from the week before. I don't know. That's why I say because we've heard that he wasn't supposed to get fined for the COVID thing, but then he did get fined, but we didn't hear what rule it was for.
I'd be willing to bet it had something to do, whether they're going to admit to it or not, had something to do with that Halloween party that he hosted with the videos out there. So
they should fine him for that hairdo he's got.
But he lost. But it's not. Forget the fines are kind of small potatoes for the guy. He did lose sponsorship this week.
Yeah. So that healthcare company.
He lost to. So here's my question. Okay, he lost Previa Healthcare as a endorsement for him. But did they drop him because of his stance on vaccines, or did they drop him because he wasn't completely truthful with people, or did they drop him because he's taking health advice from Joe Rogan?
No telling.
Wow.
No telling.
Wow. So I think the other significant news we kind of hit on already is Cam Newton finally found a job back where it all started for him.
Yeah, comes back after not playing for 8 weeks, and it's a new team, but it's his old team, and leads his team to victory. Something the GOAT couldn't do.
Now he actually didn't start today.
He did.
Some other guy played quarterback. He came in mop-up duty. Actually, Cam did.
Did Darnold
pretty
start?
Smart. I don't remember who it was, but they were up something like 3-4 touchdowns, and Cam got in, which is a smart move by the Panthers to get him some playing time. Because who knows whether he's in game shape or not? But I do believe that the whole purpose of signing Cam is for him to be QB1.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're not happy with Darnold's play, that's for sure, and for good reason. He hasn't played very well. I just saw halftime highlights during the Packers and Eagles or Packers and Seahawks game, and they showed Cam scoring. And say, I think he said, "I'm back in the end zone" or something. So, I didn't see that he didn't start. I just saw the highlight.
Cam went 3 for 4, 8 yards, average 2 yards for passing. That's it.
Okay, so he didn't do much, but what he did do was efficient.
The good day was by Christian McCaffrey, 13 carries for 95 yards at a 7.3 yards per carry.
That guy is good at football.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. I think that Carolina could start surprising some teams. And, that style of offense that they're going to play where they're going to dump it off to McCaffrey. They're going to run McCaffrey on sweeps, on play action, or run pass options, especially with Cam back there giving him the ball. You don't know which one of those guys is going to go. The way that our defense is playing right now and the style of offense that team's going to run, they are going to give us fits.
Yep.
Yeah, the only reason they won today probably was because Colt McCoy was the starting quarterback for the Cardinals.
Wait a minute. Colt McCoy is still in the league?
Yeah.
Yeah, his quarterback rating was 49.4. He had 107 yards, 11 for 20. And then Chris Steveler came in. I don't know if it was first or last, 6 for 9, 36 yards.
Wow.
Yeah.
So needless to say, after Kyler Murray, there's a big drop off there.
Yep.
Is still in the league.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
You might be conflating Colt Brennan and Colt McCoy.
Yeah.
No. I mean, didn't he win a Heisman Trophy like the year that Tebow was drafted?
No, he was in contention. He
played for Texas.
Yeah, he had some good numbers right after the major Applewhite era. I think Colt McCoy came in and had a pretty good career for Texas.
He got drafted in 2010. He was a round three pick.
There you go. So 11 years, 12 years.
Went to Cleveland first.
Good for him.
Yeah. It's not bad to be Cam Newton right now because he signed for a $6 million contract to be the number 2 quarterback, and there's only 7 games left in the season, and $4.5 million of that is guaranteed. By the way, if they go to the playoffs, which that's a big if at this point, he stands to make up to $1.5 million with the Super Bowl win as a bonus on top of everything else that he's making. Not bad for a guy that skips or not skips, but misses out on training camp, misses out on the whole first half of the season, then comes in.
They're not going to the Super Bowl.
I'm just saying, that's all part of it. So, but $4.5 million is guaranteed as a backup quarterback.
Yes, but what kind of dress did he wear today? That's what I'm interested in. I want to see his hat and his dress.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of that. So
yeah, me neither.
Maybe we should make TSG dress up like that. Maybe that'll.
Oh,
maybe that'll flip the curse.
Dress.
Maybe that'll flip the curse.
It's not Cam Newton. It's Pat Newton.
Yeah, maybe I'll dress up like an island boy.
Island boys.
Right. So let's move this thing to You Can't Fix Stupid.
Oh.
So Pooh Bear, where does this week's You Can't Fix Stupid come from?
You're going to have to ask Chief for that because he's got the story.
I was wondering if my story got bumped when you said that.
That's in my notes. Listen, we're on about as good as the Bucs were today.
No.
So, hey, this week's You Can't Fix Stupid comes all the way from Yellowstone National Park, not to be confused with Yellowstone, Montana, where our man Rip does his work. So, have you guys ever seen? Do you know the size of a bull moose? By the way, do you know how big these things actually are? They're not just massive. I mean, they are taller than me. These things at the shoulders, they can be
saying much.
That's not much of a feat.
I know.
I have elementary school children taller than you, Chief.
Yes, I know. Okay, here we go. Legit stats: 1,500 pounds, 7 feet tall at the shoulders. Now, then you put that rack and the head on top of it.
head,
We're talking 9 feet here, okay? So I guess it's mating season because this story is 2 days old. So you've got a bunch of bull moose, 3 of them out there, and there's another, female mooses. I don't know what they call them. They're not bull mooses, but they're just mooses. Mises?
Probably, I think it's cow, actually, cow moose.
Could be. There we go. So you got a tourist. He's out there with his camera trying to film this. Now, look, here's the deal. This is the moose that doesn't get lucky. They're out there trying, to get lucky. He's the one that doesn't get lucky. So now he's frustrated.
Yep.
And who's he going to take it out on? He's going to take it out on the closest thing he can find. And it's that guy with the camera. And people are yelling at him, hey, man, you got to get out of there. He doesn't get out of there, man. This thing charges him. He takes him down. It's really kind of good video to watch. But, I mean, the thing is, there's warnings all over the place. Don't get there. This is not, a zoo. This is, nature, wild and free, right there.
National Park. Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm assuming that people out there treat moose and other woodland creatures the same way they treat alligators here. They want to feed them. They want to get them and coax them up onto the shore and say hi.
I'm sure they do. And I am sure that doesn't turn out well for most of them.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, but they can run up to 35 miles an hour.
Oh.
I didn't know that. That's a lot of mass coming at you in a hurry.
Yes.
I think that's Pooh Bear. Can you run that fast?
Nope.
No.
Not without blowing a Hemi.
Not even. No, I mean,
Not even.
I couldn't run that fast in a Toyota Corolla.
Wow. I bet TSG could outrun a moose, though. I mean, you're on mute somehow.
I think you guys just do that all the time to me, but
We did not mute you.
no, I can't outrun a moose, man. But I tell you what, that's to know that you can't outrun one of those is scary. You know what I mean?
Well, I wonder if there's a trick. So with alligators, they can run.
Yeah, you go
40
You
miles an
zigzag.
hour in a straight line. But if you
But they can't
zigzag,
turn.
they can't cut, and they can't go backwards. That's another trick people don't know about. Alligators can't go backwards, or if they don't. I don't know if they can or they just don't. So I'm wondering if there's a technique that people that live around moose use. Do you play dead? Do you run zigzag? Do you climb a pole? I don't know what the technique. Maybe they need to start training that.
I think you shoot it. I
think
think
You're gonna need a big gun. You're gonna need a big gun. TSC doesn't have to. TSC doesn't have to outrun a moose. He's just got to outrun,
it's
one of
like
us.
that time on Yellowstone.
That I can do.
On Yellowstone when Rip
That
came
I
upon
can
that
do.
bear. You remember that?
that was a sad day for the bear. Don't go against
Rip 1, bear 0.
Yes, sir.
Oh my
Yep.
goodness!
By the way, hippie guy in the stream 0. Rattlesnake 1.
Hippie guy.
Dude, I'm telling you, Rip would have ridden this moose. He would have saddled that thing and taken it for a ride.
Climbed up, saddled it.
Dude,
Oh, man.
one of Rip's punches to that face, just one of them. That moose would have been like, all right, I'm thinking twice about this guy. I'm going to go back the other way.
Oh, man. Hey, before we go, we got to say goodbye to a fan favorite from the Rays, Mike Brasso, hero of Game 4 against the Yankees in the ALDS a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
He has been traded to the Milwaukee Brewers to rejoin with Willie Adames and Estrobel Cabrera and a few other guys out there.
For some guy we've never heard of.
Which means that he'll be the next star in the bullpen.
Yeah, he'll be
Guaranteed.
He'll be an all-star.
Guaranteed. That's just the way the Rays work. So, but the Hot Stove League is starting up. The free agents are out there. They're ready to start signing. It's good stuff. Good time for baseball.
All right. Well, boys and girls, I think that's all we got.
Somebody needs a hug.
I need a hug. It's a miserable day. Mrs. Dr. Pooh Bear is on her way back from Tennessee. She'll be in later tonight. She'll give me a hug.
You guys know we haven't had a win in a month now. By the time next week rolls around, it'll be more than 4 weeks.
This is all Chef Hobby's fault.
That is.
And apparently your son's fault.
We're gonna have words about that. We have rules for a reason, and the rules
gotta
have been
follow the
broken
rules.
twice now.
If you can't follow the rules, don't come.
Yeah.
So
yeah, got to do something. All right.
All right, everyone. This coming Monday night, what's the date, boys, on that one? Monday before Thanksgiving, we will be at Raymond James Stadium parking lot for a meet and greet. Looking forward to meeting some of you. You're going to have your chance to win a authentic Tom Brady Buccaneer jersey from the GOAT. Just for watching our video, we've got the GOAT and commenting on it. If you're watching this now and you want to click over to that video, maybe it's suggested after this video plays, go ahead and click on over there, watch the video, like it, make sure you're a subscriber, and comment in the video with something about the video and leave your contact information for us. If you're the winner, that is being drawn on the 27th.
Whatever is our next live show after the Monday Night Football game.
28th.
Okay. The 28th. So the 28th, we will draw, or we will select the winner for the jersey.
Show. We're going to do
live
it live
on the air.
Show.
We will reach out to you and get you this proper jersey, proper size. Well, it'll be the Tom Brady jersey, but proper size out there. So make sure to tune in for that.
Game's on the 22nd, Monday the 22nd.
There you go. Monday 22nd. Next Monday, we'll be at Raymond James, looking at you guys so you can walk you through that. Other than that, thank you for watching this way all the way through, even though it was a miserable, sad, and ugly day for the Buccaneers. Make sure you subscribe to keep in contact with all of our future videos, and we will see you next time. Say good night, Chief.
Good night.